G'day there guys, Connor here again. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. Anyway, we're back with some more stories from Reddit, so make sure you hit like and subscribe and all that stuff, and let's get stuck straight in. Okie dokie folks, we're on relationship advice. This one was written by user Husfluger, and it's titled, My boyfriend says he's disgusted by my body hair and I have to laser remove it and pay for it or else he'll leave me. He says I'm not taking his happiness into consideration, and if I can't sacrifice this for him, what else won't I be willing to sacrifice down the road? I've been dating my boyfriend for 14 months. A few days ago, he confessed he is disgusted by my body hair and wants me to get laser done on my forearms, private area, and legs. At first I said no because I accept my body as it is, and he's never expressed any complaints about my hair before. To be honest, you can't really see my forearm hair, it's just a bit of very subtle blonde hair. I wax my legs once a month and groom my private area as often as needed. I'm not even a hairy person. He elaborated on how it disgusts him to look at it and gags at the thought of touching it. At first I thought he was looking for a dumb excuse to break up, but he was dead serious about it. So I agreed to compromise and bleach my forearm hair because I don't want to wax or shave it. He said even if bleaching it would make the hair practically invisible, he'd still know it's there and feel disgusted about it. He told me I had to get it permanently laser removed as well as my crotch and legs. I said I don't mind having my legs done with laser, but I'm not even sure they can fully and completely remove all of the hair in my crotch area, and while I don't mind temporarily fully shaving and waxing, if it makes him happy, I don't want to have all of it laser removed because that's my choice, and I don't feel I should be pressured into doing it. I compromised and agreed to at least think about lasering the crotch area, but if he wanted me to laser remove my forearms and legs, it was only fair that he'd pay for it. He refused, saying it doesn't cost that much, and since it'd be a permanent improvement on my body and I'd be the one benefiting from it, I should be the one paying for it. I took offense to these comments because I don't consider lasering body hair an upgrade or body improvement. I asked again if he was looking to start a fight to break up because the situation seemed too bizarre. He said if I wasn't willing to sacrifice something this silly to make him happy, what else wouldn't I be willing to sacrifice further down the road? He said he loves me and wants to build a future together, but I'm not taking his happiness into consideration, and this is a deal breaker for him. This past few days, we don't live together. He's been sending me messages with quotes from different laser hair removal salons and telling me to make a decision already, and that I'm the love of his life, but I have to learn to budge to make this relationship work. To be honest, this whole thing has greatly put me off of him, and I'm reconsidering if this is the person I want to be with. I feel pressured to change something about me that he and I never had an issue with, and I feel he's given me an ultimatum to choose. I either laser my body and pay for it to please him, or he leaves me. Nah, honestly, OP, let this idiot leave you. I don't think he realizes how hypocritical he's being about the whole sacrifice thing. Let's go to the comments. He's right, you need to sacrifice. In this case, sacrifice him and move on. It'll hurt in the short term, but be cathartic for you in the long run. If you were really the love of his life, he wouldn't tell you that your body disgusts him and he gags at the thought of touching you. I agree with everybody telling you to get out now, but it might be fun to play along for a bit and agree to laser any part of your body that he lasers first. After all, if body hair disgusts him so, living in his own must be an ongoing nightmare. Dump him. 2 reasons. He asks you to operate a definitive change on your body to be allowed to stay with him and prove that you can sacrifice things for him. That's a major red flag. Laser removal isn't a light thing. It's expensive. It hurts. It requires you to not expose yourself to sunshine for a while. The whole process is long, and the most important, it can be permanently damaging. Not going to go into details, but it dries up your skin, which is really a problem on the intimate parts especially. A lot of dermatologists did say that total laser removal on the vulva isn't recommended at all. Laser removal needs to be done only if you feel like it. I did it because I was extremely insecure, but I would never have done it because someone asked me to. Never. Don't let him take control over your body. Run. Not to mention, laser hair removal probably wouldn't even work for her if her hair is that light. From what I understand, it only really works if there's a pretty stark contrast between the skin and hair color. There you go. Okay, on to an update. I've been talking to my mum and brothers today. Actually, two of them are here with me now. And after talking to them and reading most comments, I decided there's no going back, and I'm leaving his sorry ass. One of my brothers asked me to move in with him, and I said yes. He lives in another city from where my ex and I live. I've spent all morning doing arrangements with them. I talked to my boss, and I'm getting some personal days off work until next Monday to sort my situation out. My brothers and I have been packing my stuff all day. It's not much because I live in a small studio apartment and I don't have many belongings, so we should be done moving everything to his house by tomorrow at the latest. Another one of my brothers will come later on with a van to move everything and should be done in 2 trips. I texted my ex saying I'm sorry for being stubborn and I'll laser like he asked because I love him and I'm willing to sacrifice anything for him. I said I got an appointment in a local laser clinic tomorrow, but my skin will be irritated after the first session, so I'll need to rest for the day, especially the crotch and legs, so I won't be able to meet him, and besides, I don't want him to see me like that. I told him to come over to my apartment Friday night. I'll order takeout from his favourite place and we'll show him how I look without hair. He said it's okay, Friday night we have a date then, and volunteered to come take the dog if I'm in too much pain to even walk him, but I said my mum is going to stay over to look after me, so she's going to walk the dog. This is all bullcrap, but it's my escape plan so he doesn't get anxious about me not replying and decides to show up here. I don't want him to know I'm moving out until I'm physically out of the apartment. I don't want him to suspect anything. Maybe I'm being overly paranoid, but better safe than sorry. I also talked to my landlady before and explained I'll be needing to move out now. My lease expires the 1st of June and I've already paid for this month, so it's all good. I've also explained I'm getting away from my ex who is being abusive and controlling and offered to change the locks in case he ever returned using his key because that would scare to death the new tenant. She's offered to take the cost of it from my deposit, so that's one less worry in my mind. I think I got everything covered so far. I was initially thinking of breaking up with him in a coffee shop and wanted to give him a piece of my mind, but I think I'm just going to do it over the phone the second everything is out of my apartment and I'm at my brother's. I'm just going to send him a text saying a few things and block him everywhere. I don't need to go out of my way to hurt him. I just want to move on, cry it out and move on with my life. I hope this is the end of it and he doesn't do anything crazy. Again, better safe than sorry. Also, don't worry about the doggy. His papers are on my name. He's got a microchip and I'm taking him with me to my brother's house. Yeah, fair enough. From what we know about this guy, I'd say that he doesn't really deserve anything more than a breakup text. Another update. I just wanted to update you on my situation so far. I dumped my now ex-boyfriend. I sent him a text with a link to the other thread and told him I've decided to laser remove him from my life because I'm not, and shouldn't have been, willing to make any sacrifices down the road, like modifying my body for anybody. I told him his unhealthy attitude towards the female body disgusts me and makes me gag. He's unable to compromise, didn't respect my wishes, space and boundaries, and I won't allow anyone to pressure me into doing anything I'm not comfortable with by giving me an ultimatum. He's managed to put me off of him, and he's not the type of man I choose to have a relationship with. I also added a couple telephone numbers for clinical psychologists and suggested he gets an appointment to sort out his developmental issues, phobia, or whatever the hell is wrong with him. I asked not to contact me again and blocked him. Almost straight away, he sent me a video of him from a different number, crying his eyes out to the camera, saying he loves me, I'm ruining his life. He had great plans for me and is only guilty of wanting me to achieve my full potential as a woman. I deleted it and blocked that number too. A couple hours later, he sent me yet another video of him from yet another different phone number saying I took things too far by posting it online and making him go viral, and he's not a pedophile, and why wasn't I answering the door? I didn't finish watching that one either. My brother called him on that number and said if he didn't leave me alone, we'd go to the police, so he better quit harassing me. He's since stopped bothering me. I cried a lot the first day because I was in so much pain inside, but then it hit me. As much as I thought I loved him, nobody that crappy deserves me crying over him. His crappy attitude has helped me get over him pretty quickly, although of course I'm still hurt over the disappointment he turned out to be. But being with my brother, I moved in with him in another city, and my puppy is keeping me very distracted. I've been hanging out a lot with my girlfriends, and tonight we're going out to eat tacos and go dancing. The world keeps turning, and life goes on. Thank you so much to all of you for your support and kind messages. Wow, one comment says, only guilty of wanting me to achieve my full potential as a woman. Haha, how far up his own ass can he get? Good for you for getting rid of the trash. He had great plans for her. This statement made me feel like Opie would have likely ended up as a skin lampshade or Jocelyn Wildenstein. It bothers me that she was made to pay for a lock change. Locks should always be replaced or rekeyed in between tenants. I received a big-ass lawsuit judgment from a landlord who didn't do that, and the former tenant broke into my apartment. Once you're a fully plasticized sex doll, your full potential as a woman will be achieved. Yeah, crazy that some freaks actually think like that. Anyway guys, that's it for that story. As always, give me your thoughts down in the comments below, and we'll move on to the next. Okie dokie, we're over on relationships. This one was written by user Full Plastic, and it's titled, My girlfriend's brother drove my car without my permission, and I have proof that he did. I've lived with my girlfriend for a few years, and we've been a great match. Her only weakness is that she'll give in to her family's request if they pressure her enough. I restored a car by myself in my early 20s. It's customized to my liking and took me years to build from the ground up. I'm not a huge dick about it, as I drive anyone around it and don't get bent out of shape when people touch it. My only rule, which my girlfriend knows, is that I do not like anyone else driving my car. Her brother took a liking to the car immediately after he met me and has bothered me to let him drive it often. Even her whole family jumps in and says I should let him take it for a spin. Her mum even kept going and said, "What's the harm in just letting him drive it?" I've always laughed it off because they all know I don't lend it out to anyone. I was out of town for the weekend on business, and things went on as usual. I flew back into town and went about life. This morning, I noticed my car was posted in a group that spots vehicles in my city. I saw what I'm convinced is my girlfriend's brother's face through the glass in a parking lot. I know for a fact it's my car, and sometimes these people hold on to photos before posting them, but I have very short hair, and the man in this picture has 2 inches of hair, like my girlfriend's brother. Should I confront them both? I want to do this without causing too much of a fuss because it's not a big deal to everyone. I just don't like people I'm not very close with driving my cars. Yeah, 100% not on. I respect Opie's decision in not causing a fuss, but he's totally justified in doing so. Let's go to the comments. That's called theft. He's not on your insurance. I'd be making a big fuss. He's 29, not 16. That's screwed up in a lot of ways. He replies, that's my way of thinking. I'm pretty upset over the clear breach of boundaries along with the immaturity. I'm just thinking of the best way to approach the situation because I tend to get a bit extra when I lose my temper. I would confront your girlfriend first. Say, I saw a picture of your brother driving my car on this group. You know I don't like people driving my car, and I feel hurt that you would go behind my back to allow him to drive it. It doesn't matter if it's not a big deal to you. You should respect the boundaries I set in place with my belongings. I cannot trust you with this car, and therefore you will no longer have access to the keys. Take deep breaths. You know you might get out of control, so just stick to whatever script you decide. If you feel yourself getting mad, just calmly tell her that you need some time to think. You getting mad will only make her more defensive. Stick to how hurt and disrespected you feel. He says, I've calmed down quite a bit to think rationally about this. I know that I'm just going to calmly confront her and him about this. I plan to speak to her first and him face to face after with the photo on hand. I'm just going to tell them both that I'm very disappointed and that this was a huge breach of trust. In the future, when they make reference to driving my car, I'll be as harsh and blunt as possible about not letting any of them drive it. Well, what kind of car is it? It's a 1970s Nissan Z. Hey, they're pretty sweet, those cars. Okay, Opie updates the next day. I took the advice given and contacted the guy who posted the picture for details. The information he provided proved this picture was taken when I was away from town and a couple minutes from my house outside of a grocery store. So I printed the picture and information to take home with me. When I got in, I went straight to my girlfriend and told her I'd like to speak to her about something. I put the picture on the table with the conversation I had with the guy who posted it. It took a second to register with her at first, but then she just asked, "Is that my brother?" I told her that I saw this posted in the Spotted group and asked when her brother had access to my car. She said she had him over because she was making dinner for her parents and brother the day after I left. We talked through the entire day, and long story short, she went to take a nap and asked her brother to pick up some stuff from the store. She went in the bathroom, and he left, then came back with the stuff. By this time, I was on the edge of exploding. It's obvious that her brother took my car to the store for a joyride. At the time, I was angry at them both, to be honest. I didn't know if I wanted to believe her story or just condemn them both. I told her I needed to cool off a bit and went outside. She seemed a mix of upset and confused. When I got back inside, she was on the phone with her brother in the other room. I could hear her yelling, "Don't frickin' lie." So I walked in and told her to make him come over, and I'd like to speak to him. I cooled off a bit more by the time he pulled up. I asked him to take a seat and showed him the pictures and conversation. I was about to ask him to explain before my girlfriend jumped in and asked, "Did you take his car to the store when I asked you to pick some stuff up the other day?" He didn't say anything, so I started speaking. I told him that he took my car without my permission after I made it abundantly clear that nobody else should drive it. This is not only disrespectful to me, but it's also dangerous from an insurance standpoint and illegal. He just sat there and said nothing. I told both him and my girlfriend that I'll leave it alone this time, but if something like this ever happens again, I'll call the cops. We sat in silence for a while until I told him it's time to go. He tried to apologize, but I stopped him and said he should just learn from this and make better decisions. I also reminded him of my promise to call the cops next time and that he is not allowed near my car anymore. He left, and then I turned to my girlfriend and told her that my trust has been breached. I love her and will give her the benefit of the doubt on this, but to take it as a lesson on being firm with her family. That the whole, "oh, but they're family," or "what's the harm" crap is not tolerated anymore. She agreed and apologized for the whole thing. I now keep my keys locked away in a place only I know. My girlfriend called her mother and started explaining the whole thing. I cracked a beer and rested easy. All is well at the moment, but I'll keep in mind that this happened once. It's definitely going to be different around her family, but I think that's a good thing. Thanks, Reddit. One comment says, "Well done, sir. You kept your cool, told off the brother, and kept good relationships with girlfriend and parents. Have another beer." He says, "I'm glad that I'll still be on okay terms with her family. From what I heard, her mum and dad are pretty shocked that their son did that. I'll leave getting angry and yelling to them now." What your girlfriend did, like jumping in, is only suspicious because we've all seen movies or TV shows where that happened, like Joey saves Chandler from revealing too much to Phoebe. Your girlfriend probably did it because she is in fact genuinely angry and wanted to yell at her brother so you didn't have to. She felt bad that her family did this to you and felt responsible, so she wanted to fix it for you. OP says that's what I believe happened. I know she was upset and very embarrassed by the entire thing based on how her voice sounded. She probably didn't want to hear him try to lie his way out of it for all I know. Having been the girlfriend just last week in a similar situation, I called my brother immediately and flipped on him. I was mad for my boyfriend and embarrassed for myself. Totally understandable if she did that. OP replies to a comment telling him he's an a-hole. Maybe I am an a-hole and you're entitled to your opinion of me, no disputing that. I am upset that the brother of my girlfriend took one of my prized possessions for a drive when it's clear to everyone that I do not want anyone else driving it. I might be overreacting by hiding my keys, but I don't trust leaving them out in the open at the moment. It didn't work out last time. As for calling the cops, like I said above, I told him if something like this happens again, I'd be calling the cops. Would you like someone borrowing something precious of yours again after you told them not to the first time you caught them? And some final edits. As per previous comments, I'm currently gathering parts for a kill switch, and nobody knows where my keys are hidden but me. After a bit of thinking and reading comments below, I realised that I left things a bit unfinished with my girlfriend and sat her down. I apologised to her if I made her feel like any of this was her fault, and assured her it wasn't, because in truth it really isn't. In the heat of the moment, my mind was clouded. She was relieved that I wasn't mad at her and told me how embarrassed she was about the entire situation. We talked a bit more and I reassured her she couldn't have known he'd do that and did nothing wrong. She knows where I keep my car keys and we're all good. Her brother did call and apologise to me again. I appreciated him reaching out and told him as long as it's not repeated, we'll all try to move on. I've seen that people find it odd or childish how protective of my car I am in the comments below. They might be right, and I overreacted a bit, I'll admit that. This car holds a fair bit of sentimental attachment to me, and I've sunk quite a bit of hours into it. It's a passion of mine, so I've gotten very protective of it over time. Again, thank you, Reddit. Alrighty folks, and that's the end of that story. Yeah, pretty low drama outcome after all of that. No doubting that the brother's definitely not the sharpest tool in the shed. Hopefully he's learnt his lesson. Anyway guys, that's it for that story, and that's it from me today. Hope you enjoy those ones, thanks for making it to the end, and I'll see you all in the next video. Have a good day. Cheers.